All right. There it is. That's what I'm talking about. There it is. What's good? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right, let me turn this up. All right. We go ahead and
Can
get the
you?
ball rolling. I know everybody trying to watch that 49ers Cowboys game.
You got me on the mic? Can you hear me?
All right. Let's get this thing rolling, man. This is the Mind Your Business show. Damn, episode 13, bro. Damn, I never thought it was going to move like this. What's good, Alex? I didn't know it was going to move like this. I didn't realize I was going to be able to have so many wonderful people to interview and just, they could tell me about their businesses and tell me everything they got going on. But before we get started, I want to definitely shout out my sponsors that sponsor my show. I want to thank Paradiso Vacay. If you out there, you want to go on a trip with your lady or your family or just your homies or your girls, y'all go ahead and get a timeshare. You can go to all these different countries. Like I believe there's like Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, all different places. So definitely shout out to them and appreciate all the equipment and everything you helped me with. And also shout out to Aventino Watches. If you want to get a watch for your pops, your girl, your lady, a sports watch, a luxury watch, definitely check them out. They're out of Paris, France. Pretty dope. And, mind your business. You feel me? So we're going to go ahead and get this rolling. Today, got my boy Q on here, owns ProFr8 Trucking. What else can I say? I've known you since we were yay high, yay big, and it's been a hot one, you know what I'm saying? So it's like a brother from another mother. And I'm excited for this interview because it gives you a little bit of different perspective of a lot of different owners that I've had. I've dealt with a lot of different musicians, things like that. But this is going to show a little bit more of the versatility that I have in the show. And, go ahead and let them know who you are, Quincy. Let them know a little bit about you. We can get the ball rolling.
What's going on, guys? Can you hear me? You can hear me, String?
You sound a little low.
Hang on 1 second. I just want to make sure the mic is good. What about now? Oh, shit, I'm not trying to yell into the thing. Can you hear me now?
You sound low still. Are you on your phone?
Yeah.
Can you hear him loud? Can you hear him, Jordan? If you can hear him, it's fine.
Oh, loud and clear. Cool.
Yeah, you just sound low on my end for some reason. I really don't know why.
Gotcha. But yeah, my name is Quincy Morse. Straight out of Houston, Texas, a little town called Spring. Me and old Audio grew up, like you said, way back, like both flats on a Cadillac. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh, like stocking Captain Waves, baby.
Hey man, like Pez candies and no Pez dispenser. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh, Dunkaroos. We all just keep going.
No, but yeah, let me cut a light on dark.
Yeah, you good?
But yeah, out of Houston, Texas. Own ProFr8 Trucking. It's a hotshot company. We do small expedited loads. Basically, if the money right and it fits, it ships. That's the name of the game for me, at least, in what I do.
All right, for sure, man. And I like the name to it because it's kind of cool because it's got the 8 instead of the word 8. It's kind of put a little pizzazz on it.
I had to shake a little people up. I shook myself up with it. I was like, man, am I saying this ProFr8? And then I saw some light plates and things like that, like 2 late I1 just with a 2, an L, an 8, an I, and a 1. I was like, oh man, that's nice. So I had to do it like that. And everyone likes it so far. I say ProFr8 and they start typing out 8. And I'm like, nope, that's the wrong one.
Yeah, you got to speak with little Ebonics for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's the new age shit. We short with it.
Yeah, exactly, man. That's dope, man. So I think about the business that you're running and everything that you did. How'd you even get into it, man? Bring us to the beginning of you starting out. And because I remember you were with North Lily, you know, when I
Yeah,
was with Merck as well, and we were kind of in the same type of industry. You were in a different place than I was, but, you know, kind of break that down as well. And like, you know, and did that job, like, you know, did it inspire you to want to do it? And was it like, you know, you saw a big market for it? I mean, let us know.
man, this is how it went. The company was started a while ago. It was started back in 2016, back in
Mm-hmm.
June. And I always wanted to own trucking, always wanted to own some kind of transportation or some kind of vehicle. And when I say vehicle, at the time, I literally meant a vehicle, but now I mean any kind of vehicle that's going to make me money and further my family, further
Yeah.
my relationship with my kids, my wife, and everything. So at the time I started it, I wanted hot shot. I didn't want to hop in an 18-wheeler and kind of scoot all over the town and everything. I wanted to do small and work my way up. So started the
Mm-hmm.
company. Did not have any money. It was just a dream, and I did all the licensing on my own, all that stuff,
Yeah.
everything that it takes to start a business. It took me a couple months to get everything in order and get everything on paper and get everything legal. And once I did that, I was like, okay, I can do this. I'll wait
Mm-hmm.
for the next. Whenever the next step comes, I'll wait for it, and me and Jesus will deal with it at that time. So
Right.
fast forward to 3 years later, I finally got a nice truck, and I was like, okay, I can do this. Kept the truck running, kept going. I was with Norton Lilly this entire time, so I was making money, being a company man, being you know, and there's nothing wrong with it at the end of the day, but I just wanted a little more. So I finally got the approval from my fiance to
Mm-hmm.
she said go, and I said go. We went, and I, you know, respectfully put in my 2 weeks with the company, did everything that they needed me to do to close out, and then I started. I took the money that I had saved up and built up to do what I needed to do, and I just did it, man. The leap, they say there's a leap, and it was a leap, a very big leap. Uh,
Yeah.
the plunge, whatever they call it, that's what it is. You're going from one thing to almost nothing to a dream. It's a dream.
Mm-hmm.
Give me 1 second, man. Little man's just going crazy. I'm gonna go grab him if you don't mind.
I was gonna bring him in here, and I completely understand that too as well, man. Like, even when like I just started out doing this show, I didn't know, you know, and that's another thing that I tell people, like to kind of piggyback on what you said. Like a lot of these people think like you go into a business and you own a business and you're just like a millionaire before you start. You know what I'm saying? Like people just think
Yes.
you already got the bread already, and it's like it's more so of things that, you know, like you're putting all your money into the business. You know what I mean? So like you don't really have any money starting out in that first year. They say is the hardest time for everybody that owns a business or runs one. So like before I even started the show, it was like I was watching podcasts and I'm like, all right, I got to buy this equipment, buy this, buy that, buy that, buy that. And then it's like, well, I mean, what am I wasting my time? I got a phone right here. Let's just go right here. You know, like, why am I going to waste my time? Go to YouTube, try to figure out all this stuff, man. Let's go right now. Balls to the wall. So, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much, I completely understand that, man. And it's like, it's a risk, it's a plunge, and it's, you know, your time and your effort you put in, especially when you have a family. What's up, baby Ken? What's up? Shout him out. Shout him out. What's good, man?
But I heard all this. Look at him. Look just like me, huh?
Yeah, for real. It's the nose, bro. It's the nose. And I appreciate everybody in the chat. You know, I'm gonna shout y'all out at the end. I just like to go through the interview, and plus, if y'all have any questions for Quincy as well, or questions for me that you would like me to ask, y'all go ahead and type it in the chat as well. So,
Definitely.
like, whenever because I mean, you talked about it. You said, you know, pretty much like, you know, me and Jesus take the wheel, hold it down whenever things start going. What was like, I guess, whenever you started out, you know, besides just the money, because the money is always a huge challenge, but what was the biggest challenge and the biggest hurdle you had to get through to kind of really tell yourself that, hey, I'm really going to do this and I can make this happen?
Man, I will say family. This guy right here, the
Mm-hmm.
people that you don't know, that's the biggest challenge, man. It was the first load I took. I remember I was going from Houston. I went to Decatur, Louisiana. No, I'm sorry. I went to Dry Prong, Louisiana.
Where's that?
And then I didn't know at the time Dry Prong. I was like, go. They said it was 1,600 on 100 miles. They said there's $2 a mile. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's go. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
that load, picked that load up, and then I went up to Decatur, Illinois. So from Houston to Louisiana up to Illinois. And it didn't hit me, my boy, at what I did until I left the fucking drive. Excuse my French, Facebook.
Yeah, try not to cut. Try not. I got you.
Until I left the driveway, my man. I left the driveway. I was like, I've got to be there by Thursday. This was a Monday. And I was like, okay, it's 1,200 miles. And never left my family like that before. And going down 59, I started tripping out. And I was like, dang, what did I do? What did I do?
What am I doing?
But Jesus had the will, because I got there by Wednesday. And the first load paid me extra, paid me $200 extra for getting the load there quicker. So it's like, okay, I can do this. Accepted. I got this challenge. This challenge I can handle. That's how that was the biggest challenge, the family. Driving out of the driveway, be gone for 4 or 5 days, and just not knowing what's gonna happen to me or my family.
Yeah, and it's crazy. You're talking about it. It's like I already know the feeling. It's like you just had like an empty feeling in your stomach a little bit, like, oh man, what is about to go down? Like, I'm really going all the way in with this. And like we talked about it, and talking about it's one thing, but then like you said, when you put in that 2 weeks to the job, you know, and the money starts winding down, you just like, man, like I'm really about to go in with this one, bro. Like that's it's so funny.
Yeah, bro. The money was going out, and I was like, all right, I gotta do it. Gotta get on the road.
So, you know, we kind of talked about that, and, you know, like, so whenever you started out doing the business compared to, you know, where you're at now and everything going on, like, how did your like priorities change? Did you like become more organized? You written down stuff, write down stuff more? Did you just did things change? Like, how did you transition your priorities with your family, and then doing that and having to drive all the way to California and back? You know, I mean, I remember talking to you on the road, and I'm like, man, you drive from here to Michigan. Like, how you making it sound like you just driving up to the Woodlands or something.
No, it's the priorities. The priorities never change. It's how you deal with the priorities, right? So you have to have, it's a must that you have someone on your team that is willing to accept whatever priorities need to happen, you know? So the priorities were communication, because again, I'm on the road. I'm not there as a man for the house, quote unquote, but I'm still the man of the house, if that makes sense. Lexi definitely stepped up. She had to do things that I tried to knock out before I got on the road, but the priorities were just speaking, communication, because if you don't have communication, it's just everything's going to dwindle down. But outside of that, man, it was, as soon as I got home, I knocked my honey to-do list out within a day. That way I can rest the next day.
Yeah.
Maybe 2 days, and set up to go knock it out and do it again.
Hey man, I commend you, bro, because for me, I hate driving, dude. So it's like I don't even know how you could do it, bro. I hate driving, and I'm like, you just driving from everywhere. I said, man, I commend you on that. I couldn't do that, man. When I make it big, bro, I might need a driver though, so I'll let y'all keep you posted.
Great transportation.
We always playing the whip. I remember.
All kinds of cargo, precious bodies. I said all kinds of cargo we carry. Precious bodies, containers. You hit me up, need something moved.
I got you. So you kind of glazed over it a little bit earlier as we were talking, but like, how did you raise the funding and get the funds for it? Because I know you said you were working. Was it all just from working? Was it your family kind of combining your funds together? Was it friends kind of helping you, investors? I mean, break it down to us. Let us know.
Yes, definitely. The initial brunt of the funds were all raised by myself. I pretty much all the capital I needed to start the company and do it as I did. I definitely wish I would have raised more money, because capital in a business is very important. If you don't know that, people that are going into business, definitely get as much money as you can. Whether it's from, I didn't do any loans. I don't owe the bank. I don't owe anybody. I owe the bank for my truck, but that's about it. It's a truck note. So I don't owe the bank for anything outside of a truck now. I had some help on a trailer, and had some friends, do me some good bones, some good kudos, go knock out go do your thing, Q kind of deal. So it was very hard raised those 4 years that I tried to excuse me, those 4 years that I get it off the ground. It was very hard pressing, very hard pressing. I had a number in mind, and I just set that goal to get that much money, and I did it. So that was another thing. I said, Jesus, take the wheel back in 2016. And then in 2021, I have enough money to do what I need to do. So
that's what's up. And whenever you were working with Norton Lilly, like, did working there kind of make you feel more comfortable for the transition to what you were transitioning to? Like, did you learn a lot from that company that helped combine to the business that you were running?
Yes. Norton Lilly is one of the top ranked agencies in the world. They do a high volume of shipping in the maritime industry, from liquid to dry to containers to anything. As long as you've got the funds, Norton Lilly can facilitate your ship, your shipping needs. It's a very rough environment in regards to, you got to do your job. Like, I've been at jobs to where it's been a rough environment to where it's like, I don't really care to work here because I don't like the people, or I don't like, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But Norton Lilly was straight vice versa. It was, everyone was cool, but everyone was cool if you knew that you could do your job. And that's how it is. You have to pull your weight. You have to be working Norton Lilly, and that's what I loved, because I'm definitely organized. I'm a management type person, so it made me feel and do a lot better in starting and running a company.
Hey, and that's what's up. See, and that's why now we got to go kind of a little bit maybe in the comedic side of it, or in the serious side of it as well, because now I'm into it, and it's like, I just know. Give us maybe, like, I guess, the craziest story or situation that you might have had dealing with moving something, or making a time crunch trying to get there at a certain time, or just somebody was late, and like, what was the craziest situation you had with the business so far?
The craziest time, there was a breakdown, which I'm not going to go into, but the craziest, the funny, I think it was the most fun time, and I made an actually good friend out of it. Another hotshot trucker. I was in Augusta, Georgia, and if you ain't never been to Augusta, Georgia, don't go to Augusta, Georgia. You ain't got nothing out there but a fort and some good food. That's about it. But I was in Augusta, Georgia, and I was hanging out at the truck stop trying to get a next load, and it was a container, and I had some screenshots on my TikTok. But anyways, I picked up the container. I'm a boss. I rolled in with a nice truck, got the nice trailer, pulled up. Everyone thought I knew what I was doing. It was only my third load. I didn't know what the heck I was doing at all. I knew nothing about anything that I was doing. I had seen it before. I was, in the YouTube watching how you chain, how do you do this. But anywho, they load this container on my trailer, and I start strapping it down.
Yeah.
I'm trying to throw this strap over this container, which is 10 feet tall, going 8 feet wide, and then another 10 feet down. So I got about a good 30 feet to play with on trying to throw this strap over this container and make it all the way over on the other side. Yeah. And it starts raining, thundering, pouring down. I'm like, Jesus, come on. Let me get these straps on this thing, and then we can just go ahead and skate down I-20. So I'm throwing, and I'm missing, throwing, and I'm missing. The rain's hit me. I'm soaking wet. And then, thank Jesus, my brother Rob walks up on me, another trucker. He just got loaded. He just got strapped down. He strapped down one of the chains at this time. He comes up to me and he said, "You need help, my brother?" And I said, "Thank you, Jesus." And I said, "Yes, I have no idea what I'm doing, man. I don't know what I'm doing out here." Yeah. And he said, "Calm down." He said, "What's your name?" I said, "Q." He said, "Q, I got you. It took him about 20 minutes to show me exactly what to do and exactly how to do it. From then on, I took about 4 or 5 containers. I've been in and out of the container yards in about 20 minutes. But in that time, I'm praying, mad at Jesus, but I'm praying. And then Jesus answers. Some random walks up and says, hey, man, you need help? And normally, you know, people, they don't like help. They don't like, people don't like help. You know, I can do it. No, let me get out of here, you know. But me, I said, nope, help me, help. And that was probably because we rode from, he was going to the same place. We picked up in the same place, going to the same place. And we rode, that was my 3rd load. And on my like 4th day out, because I made it to Illinois on that Wednesday, got down to Georgia that Thursday, picked up and headed home for the weekend. And we both rode from Georgia all the way to Houston, just kind of convoy style. And it was fun, and I thought it was scary at the first. I was like, man, I'm so glad I was making sure this container is not going to fly off my trailer or nothing.
Yeah.
Hang on, Chris.
Oh, you good? You good?
No, we still here. What you got? What's
he's like, he was in because he was in and that's cool, man. And that's funny. Like, I'm glad that you told him that story, because that story is very impactful. And I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that are going through the similar situation, or probably people that went through the same situation that you did, especially in your business. I feel like you need to have just help from everybody. I feel like you need help from customs, people in a certain area, people that load vessels, captains. I mean, I feel like the list goes on and on and on. And I feel like in that business, the better the connections you have, I mean, the more successful you'll become, man.
For sure.
And that's funny, bro. Like, that's really, I'm thinking about it, and you're probably just sitting there, because I know you so well, so I know you're just like, I don't know how this is gonna happen, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know how this is gonna happen. So that was, I guess, a satisfying moment. Do you have like an unsatisfying moment or non-satisfying moment that you had where you were just heated and it didn't end out the way you needed it to end out?
Yeah, man, yes. Going back into Georgia. I was actually in Florida. I was going to Florida. I was taking a load out, and I coming down I-75, which is coming right out of Tennessee at the tip of Florida, Georgia, all that good old Florida, Georgia line. But I look back and my truck is damn near on fire. And I'm like, oh my God, you know? So I pull over and that's the situation. And I come to find out that at this point, I didn't know what had happened. But at the end of the day, my differential on my truck went out on me. And when I say Jesus is real, because Jesus, like, there's no way I should have made it as far as I did on this truck. Like, not knowing what was going down, because like what had happened was like detrimental. This should never have happened to a vehicle. This was something that was it was a prior issue of the previous owner of the vehicle, which I didn't. Yeah. So I'm glad I didn't die in this situation. That's a fortunate thing. The unfortunate thing is I spent a week in Quincy, Florida, trying to get towed home, and thank God for family, because somebody came and rescued me instead of paying that high truck note rescue fee. If you're in the trucking industry, you know what that is. It's $5,000-$6,000 right there.
Dang, bro. So like, kind of break that down about the rescue fee to us, because I've never heard of that before.
Yes, and so the truck driver to come get me, multiple were quoting me because they would have had to come from Florida to Houston and then back to Florida, because that's how you kind of a tow truck that's out of state. You got to pay him to get back to his home state because he's not working in an area that he should be, right?
Yeah.
So it was going to be right around, I think it was going to be close to like $3,400, almost $4,000 for a tow truck to take my truck and my trailer back to Houston.
Dang,
luckily, I had another truck just sitting in the driveway, just sitting at home, and it was broken. It wasn't broken. It needed some things to be done, but one of my good buddies, he owns a mechanic shop, Mo, I see, Northside Motor, shout out. I told him my situation, and he fixed my truck. He literally went out there and he just said, here, bro, I got you. I'm going to fix this truck, and you can come home to your family. and I appreciated him for that, like, greatly, because that normally doesn't happen, you know. Like when I said Jesus take the, like, happen bad and then things happen good, you know. Like as long as you believe, like you can get through anything. But Mo hooked me up with the car fix, and then Lexi's dad came and drove the 982 miles to come pick me up, and we loaded my work truck onto my play truck and kind of scooted on down the road.
Dang, bro. That's what I'm saying. That's how you know, like, that's why I always tell people, you know, be good to people, you know, because whatever you reap what you sow, karma, whatever you believe in, it'll definitely come back to you like tenfold, you know. And like you told me 2 situations that are crazy, especially the car breaking down and the car blowing up on, you know, it might have been Jesus on the wheel, been Jesus in the passenger seat, Jesus in the back seat, he was in the back holding it down, he was back there holding it, fucking everything for you, bro. Let me read, bro. He said, some people are saying what's up to you, man. I'm kind of getting more engaged. That boy Banks said it's where he got real. Jordan said, you know, Ken looks so handsome. I don't know about his daddy, though. I don't know. And, you know, and then you got, what's up, Mike? What's up, Dick? What's up, Jordan? Just going through. And then you saw Anthony Pratt hit you up, my boy Q. And he said, much respect to you, Q. I could never, ever do what you do. I marvel at high drivers, truck drivers, heavy material and such. It's a very dangerous and demanding job. And it definitely is. And that's why I said when you did it, I was like, I could see you doing it because you were doing, remember, you were doing tow truck. You were tow truck driving back in the day. And I don't really mess with no tow truck drivers like that because y'all are the worst ones out in these streets, bro. But I can see y'all doing that because I've been towed at Marley Fest. I've been towed at the most random times at big events, bro. And I can't stand it, bro.
Tow truck drivers got to make a living too, man.
You got to just swing past my whip and get the one next to me. You know what I'm saying? Get the one. Let me make it out, bro. I got a tow truck, homie.
I got you.
So, you know, I got just like a few more questions left. You know, I want you to get back to your family and do what you're doing, man. You know, this was definitely a good interview. This gave me a lot of insight. And I mean, on the basic level of what I kind of wanted to know about the business, and then also let people get to know you as well. And, you know, just keep going out there trucking and pushing, bro, because that is not an easy job, bro.
No,
so
it's not.
From when you first started, you know what I mean, like to where you are now, knowing what you know now, what would you have done differently within the business aspect in the business realm of what you're doing?
I touched a little bit on it. I think the only thing I would have done differently was I would have went out I would have done a better job at trying to secure more funds instead of putting all of the money into it. That's one. Knowing what I know now, I probably would have got a different setup. Right now, right now my non-CDL, meaning I don't have to have a CDL to drive and move the weight that I do. I would have pressed to get my authority under a CDL authority. It would have been a lot more money and a lot more insurance. People don't understand that those trucks driving down the road, their insurance is every bit of $3,400. Those big 18-wheelers, and that's a month. So if you got 280 a month, my boy, month. But at the end of the day, you can make that insurance payment off of one load. You should be able to. If you got to do what you do. But yeah, that's a couple things. I would have definitely came at it with more capital, and B, I would have set up the company to a heavier weight, if that makes sense.
Okay, that makes sense. I mean, I'm still stuck on the transmission blowing up on you, bro. I'm still back in the other part of the conversation. I'd have been hot, bro. Hot.
Yeah, that was a whole. I mean, to be honest, I lost a couple friendships out of me purchasing this truck. Which at the end of the day, just take the wheel. I'm still here, so it's like those friends are, they're like, it's whatever.
They're your real friends. They'll always be there. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And I felt juked out of the deal. Honestly, I felt really bad. I felt like, dang. Like it's almost like it's a hurt feeling when a friend screws you over in a business deal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you're only trying to make this money for your family. It's not like I owe you $82 from last night's going outing, you know, that you can miss. It's like when you get screwed over in a business deal, it's like, it's more personal because like,
Yeah.
it's just that it's more personal.
Yeah, I mean, trust me, I know the feeling, bro. I've been rolled over a few times by some people that, you know, we used to be friends, but we're not necessarily friends anymore, obviously. But yeah, I've been rolled over on a few deals, man. And like you said, nothing's worse than getting burned in business, bro. Especially, you know, they always say don't mix business and friendship. That's what they say. You know what I mean? So like, it's always one of those things because you know when money gets involved, people change, they act funny, you know, all the whole nine, bro. So I always end off with the last question. I hope you thought about it before I ask it, because you know I always tell every person I interview the last question I ask them, and because I feel like it lets everyone know who you are internally, externally, and just lets you know who you are and what type of business person it represents your brand, and it gives you a good scope of who you are and what you're doing, man. So, you know, before we end it out, how does Q Beast Mode Morris, my man, Strachan Immediate, how do you define success, bro?
Oof. Success to me used to be the Bentley, the money, the house, the cars, the clothes, you know, the girl. But to me, as I've gotten over, and I think it's literally been within like the last 5 years, I think success is based upon what you can leave your children and what your children can do. Never mind anyone else, because everyone else has their own opinions, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you can honestly say that you are a stand-up father, you provide, you do anything you can for them, that's where a me as a family man, as a manly man, will be successful. I can go to any job and I can be successful. I can go to any job and walk in there and they'll be like, okay, it's him. And then in a couple weeks, a couple months, they'll be like, oh yeah, it's him, you know, like
Yeah.
that's cool. That's successful. You're good at your job. You're good at this. But if your family can honestly say that you're a loving, honest man, I think you've been pretty successful, because it's very, very hard to raise children. And this is only not saying this. And we have a 10-year-old daughter too, but I'm just saying it's not easy. So to me, that's what my new measure of success is. And that's what I'm going to strive to be as a person. My success is going to be these people, him. I want to be for him. I want him to know that no matter what I did or what I do, where I am, that he knows he can call me, and he knows that whatever the issue is, that I'll fix it. And for me, that's what success should be for any family man. It shouldn't be the amount of money or anything you bring into your family. It should be leave them and what they can say about you. Because I know a lot of people got left with a lot, but they can't say a lot, you know?
I mean, that's a deep one right there. That might hit some people in the stomach on that one. But yeah, you're right, man, and I appreciate that. And that's a great response to that. And I love that, because it's very dignified, honest, and like you said, you know, as a stand-up man, like your son and your daughter and your wife, you and look at you and be like, hey, you know, he did everything he could. He put food on the table, put clothes on our back, everything, man. That's a blessing, bro. I appreciate that, bro. So before we hop off of here, I don't know if you want to shout out any social media or say anything inspirational to the people. I mean, just go ahead and close it out, and I close it out like I always do.
Definitely. I appreciate you first and foremost, man. I thank you. What you're doing is impactful, and I think when you look back, even from your first one, the first interview you did, look back in a year and you see how many you did. This is episode 13. So in a year, I'm not too sure how many episodes you got lined up for the next year.
Yeah.
Look back and know that what you're doing is allowing other people to teach, and what you're doing is allowing other people to learn. So you're an inspiration, and you are, no matter what you've done and what you've been through, you yourself are, because you're allowing other people to speak and be heard and be listened to. So with those two things that you do, thank you. To anybody else that wants to start a business, I say do it. I say research, 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 research. Do your research. And then at the end of the research, there's some more stuff. It's called research. Do a little bit more research.
Yeah.
Understand what you're going to get into and understand how to get out of it if you have to, per se. People get into something and they don't know how to stop it. So you have to understand how to start it, and you have to understand how to stop it if it ever needs to be stopped. Yes, if you want to start a business, if you have something that you've been dying to do, do it, try it. You never know. You never know what's going to happen, ever. No one ever knows. So if you're going to do something, do it. Try it. Give it your all. And just pray that it works out. And that's about it. That's all. Go for it.
I appreciate the kind words, man. And like I said, you like a big bro to me. So everything we do, man, we gonna do it all together. You know what I mean? So, and you know, I hope the show is as great as it can possibly be. I got a lot of people lined up, and it should be cool. I love it that there's an entertainment aspect, but there's also like informing as well. We're informing people and letting people learn the knowledge and understand that you can do it too. Because I'm talking to people that are doing it every single Sunday or every single other day whenever I do it. So definitely, I appreciate that, man. Appreciate the kind words. And we're going to make the dream happen, baby. But you know what I say. If you don't remember anything he said, anything I said, always remember, mind your business. Peace.